also, you were always with me, and everything I have, everything the Father has, it was yours, he says to the older brother. Now, there's a way to understand this because it's easy, I think, in our individual society. In America, we're very individualistic. I don't know about the countries where you come from, but I think we misunderstand the story sometimes as Americans because we think, oh, this is the older brother's money, and yes, it shouldn't be spent on this younger brother. But actually, in this family situation, that money really was the father's, wasn't it? The father is the one who gave it to both sons, gave them their inheritance. And in a family setting, that money is for anybody in the family. The whole purpose of the money is to help the family grow. And that's the way God sees his family, sees the children of God. He never thinks this child deserves less than this child. Every single one of us, he wants to give everything that he has for us, and he wants us to give to each other too. That's what God is like, and that's what the Father was saying. Do you know the game Monopoly? Does anyone know that game? It's a very weird American game. It's a board game, where you roll dice and you move pieces around a board, and it's all about buying and selling property and hotels and houses. And it can be a very aggressive game when you play with people, because you're just basically trying to make other people poor and out of the game, and you get all the money, right? Well, we taught that to our children to play it early, and they were pretty young, like 8, 10, 12 years old. And it was so funny because for the first 6 months or so that we played it with them, and we played it a lot, it was maybe the first game we played, they would always rescue each other. When somebody didn't have enough money, and that's, maybe four kids, because our youngest was probably too young, 4 kids and us, so 6 people playing. If anyone didn't have enough money, one of the other kids would go, I can give you some of my money, here's my money, then you can do it. Or if they landed on one child and they had a big hotel, you can pay me later, it's okay, just pay me a little bit now. It was really frustrating for us. We want to play the game, but our kids are all helping each other, and no one loses in that game, ever. And so it went on forever, too. But that's what family is supposed to do, right? That's what we're supposed to do with our wealth. And that's what the Father was saying to the older brother. This is your brothers come home. We need to rejoice together. That's the story.
Thank you very much. So, now you may not see how this is relevant to us, but before we act it out, I want to ask a question, and I want you to raise your hand and tell me what your answer to this question is. Has anybody in the room ever had something where someone did something wrong to you? Raise your hand if someone has ever done something wrong against you. Raise your hand high so we can see. Has someone done something wrong against you? Keep your hand up. I want to see. So there's a few of you that no one has ever done anything to hurt you. No one?
Peter doesn't.
Brother, sister? Oh, I see. Okay. So almost everyone has raised your hand. Okay. Has anybody ever done something wrong against someone else? Oh, okay. Pretty much all of us. Okay. How does it feel when you've done something wrong? If someone doesn't forgive you, how does that feel? Like you want to be at peace with that person. Has anybody ever had it so that they wouldn't forgive you? Yeah? Sometimes. Anybody have that happen when someone wouldn't forgive you for at least a while? Maybe a friend or a family member? Yeah, a few of you? Okay, so how does that feel? Does that feel pretty good or bad? Pretty bad. Also, have you ever had a hard time forgiving somebody? Somebody's done something that was so wrong that you think, I don't know, I think I can't forgive that. Anybody had difficulty a few times? Yeah, I see a few people. Okay. So, what this story is talking about is, one way we can expand this story is there's 7 billion of us living on the planet today. About 7 billion people. Do you think some of us have difficulty forgiving each other? There's right now about 8 major wars and 24 minor wars. Why did those start? Have they been going on for a while? Yeah. In fact, there's been very few periods in all of world history when there's been peace. The longest period of peace was during the reign of Genghis Khan of Mongolia or Central Asia, because he conquered everyone and they were afraid to fight against him. And he also allowed a certain amount of freedom. But that was the longest period of peace in all of history. So the issues, my wife made a reference to within families, this is what you do. In families, if one person is in debt, you forgive that debt. But how does it work in the equity world? In the finance world? You said that I learned tonight that there's equity and there's debt. If the World Bank decided to just forgive the debts of all the nations, how would that work out?
Good job.
Be great, right?